Hey Spoonies. So I hope everyone's having a great week. I want to introduce someone. This is Kitty. And we're taking care of this shit today, thank God. So after we're done with this, we're going to do a little interview with our boy here. Because he's a Spoonie too. And yeah, but I'll show you like what we're doing here for like a few minutes. Edit out what's not necessary.
Exactly.
So first things first.
The big old beard.
The one thing that's been irking me.
Everybody, not just her, including myself. I have been wearing this thing for the last 2.5 to 3 weeks or so.
Oh.
Something like that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I couldn't shave it or anything because I was in the middle of a play. So finally I can get rid of it.
Thank God. I think there's a kitty under here. Might be a kitty under here. Might be enough for her to make another kitty.
Don't make me laugh. As y'all can see, this is a full-grown, thick beard. It's been growing for what? For the last 3-4 months? No, not even months. Probably about six weeks actually.
Yeah.
For
Fun fact, if I didn't shave regularly, that would be me.
6 weeks without shaving.
PCOS problems.
Yeah, this will be for the past 6 weeks without shaving.
I can actually see your face. Oh my God, baby.
Tell me about it. Six weeks without shaving? Yeah.
I'm gonna take it a little shorter this time because you go fast.
Oh, shave it all the way. Take it out. Gone. I'm like,
I can always like leave a little right here and you know, with a little braid. Make you look like Leo from YouTube.
oh, come on! That is a big bunch.
The deferring process has begun. I don't think we did this press so you don't have a wet razor, huh?
Oh.
Look at that. Look at that.
I know, it's coming. Trust me. And that's a thick hair. That's just, look at this. That's just a full hand, just barely a full hand of hair. Just from the beard.
Definitely gonna need a shower after this bed.
Oh, tell me about it, man. That's just a big old fucking... Whew. I look like a monkey.
Oh, good thing I find monkeys cute.
That's my sister too. And you can tell that's just the darkness of it all.
This is so much better. Oh my god. I'm probably gonna have to wet laser this though.
I know.
I wet my laser on too. And you know, the girl don't skimp on razors. I get the good shit. Only because the cheap shit gives me bleeding.
Tell me about it. You're not the only one.
I love the fact that him and I can just, you know, talk about beard issues. Benefits of dating a werewolf, huh?
Because we relate. Even though mine's the thickest shit of all. And you can tell it's darker than anybody else's.
Yeah, like, my hair is black, but yours is like, damn. Got a little fur in your mouth, babe? Got a little fur down your top, too?
Yeah.
Just a little.
In my mouth. Oh, God.
Oh, damn, it's getting on me, too. God damn it. I'm trying to get rid of my fur, not gain more.
I told you I'm thick as fuck.
Alright. Now.
I'm thick as hell, man.
Alright.
You know where the hairline, the line goes, right?
Yeah, I see it.
Man, that is thick as hell. Look how
I'm so glad I charged my shaver.
look how thick this sucker is. Yeah. Oh my.
See, I can do property of.
Oh my.
Joking.
Make sure you don't shove all the long hair off. Are you grabbing all the long hair? Oh boy, this is just, oh God, this is, make sure you don't take this part off. This is part of the long hair.
And then just do that.
Yeah.
So a little disclaimer, I'm not a professional.
Oh great.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Oh great. You did nick a little fear. That's all good. If it's long like the way it is here,
Yeah, leave it be.
no, like right here is all fucked up,
Uh-huh.
that's what I don't need. Excuse the language, guys, but yeah, I'm a little agitated because of the hair. Huh? Yeah, he's up and he's outside in the front. Yeah. I'm gonna get my hair cut real quick, bro. Babe, can you tell my mom to call Dave for a sec? Yeah, and he's gonna let, my girl's gonna let, oh.
Alright, we'll check in later. All right, Spoonies, I think I did the impossible. I think I found a kitty. Maybe.
What up, y'all?
I found a man under that fur.
Yeah, she finally got rid of all the fur that I had on. As you can tell, it's all gone. Except she left a few.
Oh,
You know.
I told you can clean yourself up.
No,
if
but I like
fucked
it
up.
because I've been used to wearing it like that, so I like
Yeah.
it. I like it.
I kind of went off like when we first met.
Yeah, yeah. You know, that's the way she originally saw me. That's how she kept it. So.
Mm-hmm. So I know y'all are probably tired of hearing about my issues. So happens that, you know, this boy got issues too.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to be discussing a little bit of that. So baby, go ahead and tell him like what's going on with you,
Well,
like medical wise.
well, for one, I have. Let's put it this way. One of them is I have epilepsy, which is a condition known as seizures. There's several types of seizures. There's grand mals. There's small seizures where they're focused, they're babies, and they're just, you know, small ones that you just come and go. Then I have hemiplegia, which is damage to the right side, which is all the signals from the right side go to the left. So what you can see is I do everything with my left side. I throw, I kick, I bat, you know, all those things. I also have a limp with my right leg, which is I have about 2 centimeters shorter on my right leg than my left side. So I have a little bit more of a limp than most people do. It's because that leg on my right side is shorter. So I was born that way, but also because what happened was I was born in a certain way that the lack of oxygen is caused me to have all these typical issues with the way I was coming out. I had the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck.
Mm-hmm.
So it caused all these different issues and whatnot. So now, as you can tell, I have all these different issues. But I'm as normal as you can see, as you can tell. I don't let anything stop me from whatsoever. I live life normal. I do everything normal. You know, things like that. Have a normal relationship. Do everything normal. Have a normal life. You know, things like that.
Now, what has been your struggles with insurance and doctors and like just like society period?
Well, the insurance and everything, it's one of the biggest hassles that we have.
Amen.
You know, the insurance issue is the biggest problem because most insurance we have is medical, but also in partnership. But we're dealing with one of those issues because I am the face of that lawsuit for the state of California, because we're suing the state because of the, you know, how the whole situation of the system of medical and all this other stuff is going on. So they asked me to be the face and all this, and I said, you know what, because I'm representing every single person that is dealing with the medical situation and all these issues they cannot afford. So they asked me to represent every single person that are not accepting or having these issues.
Yeah, well, just like even though my autism is a medical condition.
Yeah.
They won't pay for the electrolysis.
Exactly.
Which is pretty much $200 a session. Which averages up to like $800 a month if you go once a week.
Yeah.
Or the laser hair removal, which is $3,000 a session.
So I can go.
It's not covered because even though it's the face,
Same
it's
thing.
because of PCOS.
For a shoe lift. For a shoe lift.
Because it's
$800 for one.
Yeah.
Only when you're a diabetic. Only if you're diabetic.
Yeah.
But non-diabetics, you don't get jack squat. So, you see, they asked me to represent everybody that are on Social Security, Medical, that are, SSI, things like that, especially on Medical, because they're the ones that we're dealing with the state, and we're suing them for that.
Yeah, just like I have Hughes syndrome, aka sticky blood syndrome, or APS. I live in a rural area, and sometimes my doctor wants me to test on holidays. I spend most of my time trying to find a lab that's open for those days. Even though I have this condition, it's lifelong until I croak. My insurance won't pay for that home machine to test.
Yes.
To test my blood at home for those times. I have to go and find a hospital or a lab that's open, and it could be like 3 counties over. And my insurance, I tried like 3 or 4 times.
Downstairs?
My insurance.
In the stairs.
Sorry for the background noise.
Sorry about that, guys.
The insurance won't pay for it. I've asked multiple times. My doctor's asked multiple times. Like I had multiple doctors go to bat for that, and they just told me to screw off.
True. That is so true. Because, they don't do their jobs the way they're supposed to do. They just push you to the side, and they don't want to deal with it.
I have lost count how many times I've fought with my insurance.
And I have a feeling when you tried to apply for Social Security, they denied you, I believe.
This is my 11th time batting for it.
That's what I was about to say.
I have everything on the list. And
they denied you 11 times.
Yeah. Oh, and y'all know about my anxiety. You know what job they listed for me? What's the job you get most yelled at?
Oh, McDonald's.
Yep, they recommended McDonald's.
Or any other fast food restaurant.
Yeah, that is the most place you get yelled at, and that's not good for a person with anxiety.
Yeah. So, you see, for a person that has any type of condition, anxiety, or any type of condition that you have, doesn't matter. You can do something much better. And right now, you have the opportunity that right now, what I'm doing for the whole people, anybody that's dealing with this type of crisis right now, especially with, this type of crisis that we're having, because the way it is, that's what I'm doing. I'm fighting for everybody that's dealing with this type of crisis.
Okay.
The state of California, the Social Security and all that. We're fighting for that because they're not doing their job, and we're doing a major lawsuit.
Yeah, that's been going on for like years. Like, weren't you like just starting that up like when we started seeing each other?
Well, it's now going to the big. It's going into the deeper now. It's a lot deeper now because it's officially into the courts now.
Yeah.
So it's going into the deeper part of the lawsuit because now it's into the, in the courts, because now they're asking that they might want us to be in the courtroom. So it's a little different than just doing the basic process of, just saying, oh, okay, this is the information that you want us to give you. Okay, no. Now they want us to actually be there and present, all this information, give the actual reason, give out all this info, all this stuff, that why are we being denied? Why we're not given the proper services of...
Yeah, like the INR machine
Yeah.
would be cheaper than a trip to the ER.
Exactly.
That's the thing that drives me up the wall.
All these services, things that Social Security or Medical should be paying for.
Yeah, there was one time, because y'all know I found that one awesome doctor that found the loophole for me. I won't give her up unless she retires. So, because I switched counties, they were no longer going to pay for me to see her. So I looked all over the place for another doctor and local doctor, and no one was taking patients. And it got to the point where I was in trouble with my medications. I mean, the heavy hitters, like the antidepressants, where you cannot go cold turkey. You will end up in a very bad way. And I had set it up because I called up and I said, look, I can't find a doctor around here. No one's taking new patients around here. And I'm in trouble with my medications, like the serious medications that are keeping me going and alive. So can I just go see my doctor once to get me by, to find another doctor that you guys will pay for? Okay, sure, we'll set it up, and here it is. Well, it turned out it was after the fires, and after the fires, it ends up flooding.
Oh,
I didn't,
Hey, who's this young man?
I don't know.
Oh. You're just knocking. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know this all. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was moving on your girl.
I know, he was making the moves. No, I'm just kidding.
As you can see,
It's a busy household.
yeah, it's a crazy household, but a good one. It's a fun one.
So anyways, we're on our way to my appointment, and it turns out that California, like Highway 20 is flooded out. Out of my control. Minute I could call, I called up my insurance and like, hey, I need to do a different day because of the fires here and now all the rains, we're flooded out. We can't get to Willits. And they're like, well, that was your only chance. We're not gonna set up another appointment. That was just an emergency situation. I was like, look, it's not like I decided not to go. It's out of my hands. There was no other way to get to my appointment.
This was not your...
Yeah, this was not my freaking doing.
This was a whole different situation that came about.
Yeah, now you know your girl rarely blows her lid.
You want me to turn on the light?
That's okay. It's okay. You know your girl barely blows her lid.
Yeah.
I blew my lid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I blew my lid, and I know it wasn't the woman's fault. I do. But I basically said, well, if I end up in the emergency room with a blood clot and not breathing, I know who to thank.
Yeah, see, like I said, the system's all screwed up. The medical system, everything's all screwed up. Especially the system that they try to help you in so many ways when it comes to the insurance. All that is all jacked up.
And if you're not fighting insurance, you're fighting the pharmacy.
You're fighting all kinds of
the insurance playing doctors when they shouldn't.
So that's why this whole lawsuit came about, you know. So that's why I'm being the face and the representative of this whole lawsuit. So now, based on anybody has a certain condition and they're not getting their medical needs met, then that's why the lawsuit is coming about.
Okay. Well, how has it been with society, like out in public in general, with your conditions and everything?
Well, the conditions, society, they've seen quite a few people with the similar conditions. And it's a little difficult to comprehend. You know, some are trying to adapt, and some are still not quite familiar.
Yeah.
And not quite adjusted to it because they're still afraid that, they're contagious or whatnot.
All the stereotypical bullshit.
Exactly. Because they think, we're diseases and whatnot and this and that.
Or they act like we did it to ourselves.
Exactly. No, it's not that.
Bullshit. It's not like I woke up one morning and say, hey, you know what would be fun? 8 chronic illnesses and not being able to move and sometimes wanting to shoot myself because I'm in so much pain.
Exactly. Including the same thing with someone that has seizures and all this other shit. And,
fibromyalgia, you know?
Yeah, and including hemiplegia on one side, and then having one leg a little bit shorter on one side, and then, working more on one side than the other, and things like that, and then everything going on all haywire on cylinders. So how can you process all that in one shot?
Yeah,
it's difficult to actually manage your life that has so many complications all in one day. Dealing it every day in, day out, day in and day out.
Yeah, like as Spoonies, we don't get the luxury just to pop out of bed
and
grab a shower and get on with our day. We have to plan out everything. So by the time we get out the door, we're able to do those things.
And not just on top of that.
Yeah, and some days, like, you can't complete the whole day's worth of chores and errands.
Exactly. And not just that, but you have to be on top of your medication on top of that, including, because you got meds, you got to do chores on top of that. First, you got to take your meds in the morning. Then, do chores, do this. Then, you got to go to work or do whatever you need to do. Then, when you come home, do the same thing. Then, dinner. Then that. Then take your meds.
And sometimes dinner's just a can of soup and you're too tired to even warm that up.
Exactly. So, you got to do everything. It's a schedule. You got to have a schedule every single day. You got to plan things out ahead of time before you even have the time to do anything.
And like my week this week, as poor Kitty had found out.
She screwed up her hip.
It wasn't that, baby. It was just like,
She really...
even though I planned to go back to the electrolysis, like, my body is like, you didn't listen to me when I said you need to sit down all those times and rest, so I'm putting you down.
It knocked her off her feet.
Yeah, like, I remember you called and then you took one look and you was like, oh, babe, you don't look good. I'm like, I'm not good.
I saw
Baby
her
girl
and,
fucked up.
and I saw her and she looked like she just got knocked out of a boxing ring.
Yeah, the body decided to pull the 2-year-old temper on me and say, guess what?
Well, technically, in this case, the way I saw it was this way. Instead of being thrown a 2-year-old tantrum, it was just got knocked out of a boxing match. Got hit in the gut and knocked out.
I was KO'd.
Pretty much. That's how I saw it.
But even though, like, you're very careful and meticulous with your planning, your body still will pop up and say, eh.
Yeah, exactly. It'll tell you, nope, you ain't going nowhere.
You have no say-so whatsoever when that's going to happen.
Like this weekend, this Saturday.
Yeah.
I went out, like a normal day, but instead, instead of coming here directly, we were planning that we were supposed to come in, after going walking for autism. Remember, I was telling you about that. What happened was, while I was doing this walk, for some odd reason, we took a shortcut, 2 women and myself. We took a shortcut because what happened was some of them were already quite a few feet ahead of us, so we took a shortcut up a hill, even though it was still kind of full of mud, but not that much. But it was still, we took a shortcut up a hill. So what happened was, it must have been the way I kind of climbed it. So instead of walking straight up like this, I had to walk at an angle. So my foot was probably like this, and I was going like that at an angle, because you know how you're supposed to, I can't go up like this because the way you're supposed to steep up, it was so steep I had to go at an angle because it was so muddy. If you kept on going, you were going to slide down. So I had to walk at an angle on the grass to kind of get my footing, because the shoes I was wearing, just so you know. So it must have been that messed up my ankle. So that's why I was like, oh great, I feel after this I'm not gonna be able to walk or do anything. So my ankle said, no, you're done.
Yep.
After I got home.
Or then there's the tricky situations where your body lies to you and says you're fine, and then 2 days later you're dead.
Or 2 days after, you're knocked out on the bed and you're done.
Well, just like when I fell in the hospital, it's like I knew immediately my back was going to be jacked and there was going to be no walking. And my pharmacy screwed me over, because the main reason I went to the pharmacy before I flew off to the hospital for Mama Kay was to pick up my pain meds. Well, the pharmacist either had a brain fart or didn't see them, that it needed refilled, and by the time I got to Angels, it was like 3 a.m. after all that, and I sat down and was like, oh, thank God I'm not driving anymore. I can pop a couple of trams. And I went through the bag. I had my antidepressants. I had my fast-acting anxiety meds.
No trams.
And then I saw there was no tram at all. And I just sat down on Angel's bed and started sobbing, because I knew how screwed I was.
No trams.
Yeah. Like, I was stuck in Santa Rosa for almost 2 weeks
Oh,
because
yeah.
I couldn't move.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
yeah,
I remember that definitely.
yeah. Poor
Because I
Angel, that
called
was the-
you several times
Uh-huh.
and I asked you, where are you?
Still at Angels.
And I asked you, how many times?
Several.
How many times have I called you? Where were you?
I was at Angels. In bed. Dying.
I called you how many times though? For how many days?
You call me almost every day, baby.
For how many days have I called you for that time you were stuck here?
Yeah, like
Stuck
you
in
were-
Santa Rosa.
Yeah, like you called a lot.
I called you like what, 7 or 8 times that you were stuck in Santa
Yeah.
Rosa?
Yeah.
Because I was like, how can you be stuck in Santa Rosa?
It's called this thing where I did the cartoon fall and I landed on my back and hit my head at the same time that my glasses flew across the room.
Yeah, that loony cartoony thing.
Yeah. I knew by the way I fell how fucked I was gonna be.
Pretty much. That's happened to me a couple times.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you been met with any hostility in society? Because I know I've been shoved, I've been threatened,
Oh,
I've been yelled at.
they said a lot of shit to me. They've said a lot of shit to me. A lot of shit. I mean, a lot of stuff they've said, why are you still here? Why this? You should have been dead. Things like that.
Mhm.
Because all those conditions that you shouldn't have been dead by now. I'm like, I don't even listen to them.
Yeah, like I've
Because
had quite a few.
I don't let it get to me.
The one that really peeves me
Uh-huh.
is get a job.
Oh, that doesn't bother me.
It bothers me because it's not
Because
like,
of your condition, obviously.
yeah, it's not like I don't want to work. It's just that my body's so unpredictable
Yeah,
when I'm gonna flare. Tell me what boss can
Understand,
can like accept like saying,
comprehend, or understand the situation
yeah, it's
you're
not
in.
like you're on a schedule. It's like, okay, well, Monday I can work, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday my body's gonna throw a chronic illness tantrum. I can probably come in Friday. I'm
Yeah.
not sure about Saturday or Sunday. What boss is gonna go for that?
Exactly.
There's no boss.
Exactly.
for
There's
that.
no way how your body's gonna react.
That's the biggest issue. Like if I was on a schedule, I'd probably get a job.
True.
But your body doesn't work on a schedule.
Exactly. You never know how things are gonna be thrown at you at the moment it happens.
Yeah, so comments like oh, you're just being lazy, go out and get a job. Like, I want to high five people in the fucking face with a chair.
Exactly. Sometimes a lot of people say, your body can tell you 1,000 words, but sometimes it denies you those words because it doesn't want to tell you anything. No matter how hard you try to ask.
Okay, predate me. How was dating with chronic illnesses for you?
To me, honestly, at first, I wasn't familiar with it.
In 1 second, someone's trying to call me.
Uh-huh.
All right.
For me, honestly, I wasn't familiar with all this, what you had, it was all new to me at the beginning. But as long as the time went on, I started to understand what you were dealing with and all that. And I said, you know what? You have issues, so what? So do I.
Yeah. How was your personal experience with other people? No, you're not going to get in the doghouse for this. Just putting that out. Like how they respond to your illnesses.
Well, let's put it this way: people people that have dealt with my kind of issues, my conditions, and things like that. Normal people that dealt with my kind of conditions, they get scared. They're not.
Well, I remember your first seizure.
Yeah.
And we didn't really talk about it because your meds were working.
Yeah, but
Like I was so
the
freaked
original
out.
meds.
Yeah,
The original
meds, not
Yes.
not the new bullshit.
Yeah, but normal people, and I mean normal people, besides us and you, besides us, but actual normal people, they can't understand or comprehend. They don't know how to deal with this type of people with a type of that has a condition like mine, especially because they don't know what to do.
Well, I was thankful that I had another friend that was
New.
Yeah, that had
Similar.
that had your condition. And that's when I need to like pull, bring you on your side, get you comfortable, make sure your head's clear of anything sharp or hard,
or make sure that
like I was ready to drive you to the hospital that day because of how you're acting after it.
Yeah, because it's a normal.
Yeah.
Because depending on the type of seizures you get, that's what happens. If you get the grand mals, you have to call 911 right off the bat, then call whoever's next, which is my mom, then go from there.
Well, yeah, after we got back, like, and you passed out in the guest room, like, I texted your mom and told her what was going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it all depends what type of seizure that you get. It all depends. You never know.
Yeah, well, just like we both went over what to do in case something else happens.
Yeah.
Like,
same thing with your situation.
Yeah.
When
You've been a godsend with my migraines, man.
Like I said, when you were going through your situation and you gave me a heads up, I was like, okay. Oh, somebody's calling you.
Ta-da, which means I'm in trouble.
Oh, you better.
But go ahead and finish your sentence, and then we are going to wrap this up because I got things to do.
So, when you were telling me about your condition based on what you had, I didn't know what to expect at that time. But as the whole thing as we went on, I realized, okay, I see where she's coming from, and now I know what to expect because.
Yeah, because I was up front, like 100%.
Well, besides you being up front with me, but now when you were telling me all this, but then I saw it for myself.
That's why I always say it's one thing knowing, it's another thing seeing.
That's when I saw for myself that the situation that you were dealing with. Because when you see it for yourself, you understand. But besides from just hearing it from the person itself, you see it yourself and you're like, oh, okay, now I see where she's coming from, or where they're coming from. Because that's what you're going to deal with or what you're going to work with. And that's how I adapt myself to that situation.
Yeah, like how did I put it to you before we met in person? Oh, yeah. If you don't mind standing next to me in the sink in the morning shaving both our beards, then we're good.
I remember that. I remember it.
There was no other way I could put it.
No, but I do remember. I recall that. I do definitely recall that. But it broke the ice. It broke the ice. Because if it didn't break the ice, it would have. Oh,
that would have been like such a shock. Like in the morning, like after my makeup had worn off, and all of a sudden it's like you're expecting like this deep voice to come out of my mouth when you look over at me, like, "Hey, baby, how you doing?"
Pretty much.
Thanks for the pigging.
Pretty much. But in reality, that was not the case because I knew that you came out and just said, "Okay, this is what's going on."
Like, I have this, and that.
You listed off the whole shebang.
And if you can't handle all this within, a certain amount of time, like, you have a get out free jail card. I understand. I won't hold it against you because this is, like, a lot.
Yeah.
This is a lot for me to deal with, not to mention whoever I hook up to deal with,
Yeah. And not just that, but same thing for you. I told you
everything,
a whole shitload of it, and you look at you.
Yeah.
You said, okay.
I have no room to talk.
We're like, okay.
Yeah, I have no room to talk. Just tell me what needs to be done when it needs to be done. And
you said, okay. Yeah. We both said, okay. We'll go from there. So it just tells you, like, what you need to know because a lot of people don't tell you up front that.
Yeah, I've had a lot of girls with PCOS say, I am so, like, I've been seeing this guy and it's been going really, really great. It's been X amount of months and I've yet to let him see or tell him. And I'm freaking out so bad about it. And here's my thing, girls. Like,
look.
Yeah.
You can tell them by this experience right here.
Be upfront 100%.
Look,
Because
you can see the proof right here. No matter the situation or no matter what, you
yeah,
can tell the proof right here.
I found very fast, whether it be friendships or otherwise, that if you're upfront right away and 100% honest with the person, if they stick around, they're going to stick around. If they bite off right away, well,
That's their problem.
that's their problem. And guess what? Time and energy saved.
Exactly.
So I've always been upfront with my issues, whether it be friendship or otherwise.
And look, this is where it is with me and her right now. It's beyond friendship. It's more than just that. It's been, what,
Damn near 8 years.
nearly 8 years almost since we started from the very beginning.
And with that note, your baby girl gotta go.
True. Well, it was good to see you guys. And enjoy what you guys got to see and hear from me. And
Thank you for checking out my channel again. I hope you have a flare-free day, and if you don't, I hope that it is very short and not as much of a pain in the ass as most flares tend to be.
and
I'll
inspiring.
catch you next time.
As inspiring as this, you can tell.
I will catch y'all next time, and thank you for hearing us ramble and talk. And also, if you like what you hear, subscribe and share if you wish to. I do recommend you hit the notification button because I'm random. I talk about topics as they arise, and today I decided to talk about this topic. So, love you guys, and I will see you next time. Mwah. Bye.